Repentance, ownership of your sins and trespasses and transgressions, your iniquities. How's your conscience? How's your conscience today? You right, are you? Any dirty little secrets that you'd like to tell the world? Are you sure? In 2012, I've just googled it, and of course it came up with the AI overview, but the details are correct. In 2012, Julia Gillard did not introduce. That's where I've had it slightly incorrect, but I'm still right because I know not being wrong. So I checked myself. Julia Gillard did not pass the Data Retention Act, but it was her baby. Julia Gillard was Labor. Then along came Tony Abbott in the Liberal coalition, clippity-clop. Who campaigned with one of his promises. I think, didn't he also promise to repeal the carbon tax that Julia Gillard said that she would never have in the government that she led? Anyway, this is a different thing. This is the Data Retention Act. The Data Retention Act was not passed during Julia Gillard's term as Prime Minister. Rather, the proposal of a mandatory data retention regime in Australia originated within her government in 2012, before being later enacted by the Abbott government. It doesn't matter who's in charge, it's still the government. We're not in charge of shit. Oh, a dartboard out there. I'll throw darts out. It turns out it's got a different game on it, but it's still the same dartboard. It's just the thing that we throw our insults at. Key details regarding the proposal. Origin. In 2012, the Gillard government, through Attorney General Nicola Roxon, released a discussion paper proposing the telecommunications companies be required to store customer metadata for up to 24 months. Purpose? The initiative was intended to help law enforcement and intelligence agencies such as ASIO combat serious crime and terrorism in an era of rapidly evolving digital communications. Enactment. While the Gillard government initiated the proposal, it was not signed into law during her premiership. It's still not law, it's legislation. The legislation, titled the Telecommunications Interception and Access Amendment Data Retention Act, was eventually introduced and passed by the coalition government under Tony Abbott, coming into effect in 2015. 10 years ago. Almost 11 years ago. Outcome. Under the final 2015 law, telecommunications and internet service providers were required to retain specific customer metadata for a minimum of 2 years for access by law enforcement and security agencies subject to certain warrant and authorised requirements. That's how long it's accessible by law enforcement without a warrant. Cheese and garlic. Garlic spread. Now, we have a little problem. Why? Well, That's how long it's just available for, like without just a click of a button, right? It's actually kept in a database for 11 years. How long has it been since 2015? 11 years. So everything that started to get stored after that was made active, you know, that it was switched on, from that point on, it's all kept in a database. Okay? Tracking? Well, here we go. Let's have a look at a raving lunatic.
With a 5-star ANCAP safety rating, BYD Sea Lion 6 delivers intelligent safety that's evolved, unlike what's behind us.
You know, I'll go days without any ads, and then all of a sudden I'll just get thrown at me. Oh, but... What are we talking about?
Suddenly, everything else feels old-fashioned.
It's fine.
Give you madness.
Madness. What's going on with you, mate? He looks a mess. He literally looks an absolute mess. Oh, for crying out loud.
Let's go number 2. Come on, number 2. Let's go number 2.
Let's go away.
To be a...
Right. Sorry about that, people. Oh, look who it is. The clown that thinks he's a comedian. No, I don't find him funny at all. I find him grotesque, to be honest. I kind of did find him funny once. Funny looking. Anyway.
I have never been so ashamed to be Australian. This video should shake you to your core. If it doesn't piss you off, then you're a lost cause. I don't understand you. 2 very different men, 2 very different crimes in 2 very different Australian courtrooms. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one man saying mean words, not nice words, very mean. The other, a trusted school principal, committing one of the worst crimes you can be charged with. This primary school fucking principal was caught with videos of 10-year-old girls. I can't tell you exactly what the videos were. They're horrific and YouTube will censor this. But he was caught with that, charged with that, sentenced to 3 months behind bars. Number 1, that's atrocious. That is awful. If you get caught with that shit, you need to spend the next decade minimum of your life in prison. And then when you get out, you get watched like a hawk. Don't get me wrong, I know you probably think a decade's not long enough. If there was an opportunity to bring back capital punishment, to bring the death penalty back to Australia, I think we as the people should vote for it. But I don't think that will ever happen. We're too fucking weak. He gets 3 months for that. The man who said mean words gets 1 year behind bars. That's Australia right now. That's fucked. Let's find out more about the man who said the horrible words. His name is...
Who cares? Did you have a point? Yeah. Oh, you bet. Of course he has a point. By the way, Isaac, what's going on with you, mate? You look like you're living the life that I left behind. If you get my drift. Now, it's not for me to judge Isaac Butterfield in any way, shape or form, other than to make an assessment. There's nothing wrong with making an assessment and a judgment call on how you're going to interact or not interact with that person and you're going to allow that to affect your life. Don't give a grub. He picks on fat people, he picks on people that have had a horrible life. He makes videos bagging out the people rather than the actions. He'll pick on essays. Okay, yeah, essays are a pain in the arse. I don't discredit that whatsoever. However, here we come back to people justifying holier than thou judgments, making judgments on people that they know nothing about. What is an essay? Well, I would argue that essays came about from a bad situation that started off with baby bonuses, where kids started having kids, they had money that they didn't know how to handle, having kids that felt unwanted because, their parents were kids, always handballing them off to Nan and Pop, out partying with their baby bonus money, kids were neglected, then they had kids. Now, those, like the kids of the first kids, grew up damaged. And then they had kids whose parents were damaged. And probably rolling the pippy, that sort of behaviour. Who didn't know any better and didn't even have any grounded do as I say, not as I do even. It was just do as thou wilt. Now, we've changed from do as I do to do as I say and not as I do to do as thou wilt. Right. So the do as thou wilt parents have got kids that don't know a damn thing. They've dropped out of school, they can't read and write. How are they meant to walk the line if they don't even know there is one? Henceforth, we now have a generation of police who don't know the line. They don't know the path. How are they meant to walk the path if they don't know it? They've never been introduced to it. And they've spent a lifetime being saved and hidden from the consequences of not walking the path. So basically what we really have is people who got away with shit and people who didn't. That's where we're at. Now, where am I going with this and the data thing? How's your conscience sitting? Really, how is it? I'll put a comment to this video. That shocks you? Serious? About the guy going to court, people going to prison for what they did. Well, it should shock you, however. I suppose, given the generations of ignorance and mission creep of normalcy biases and authority bias, to the point that people still think voting makes a difference, or that people will bandwagon on anything they can't even verify with their own eyes, just goes to show the level of cerebral dexterity, or lack thereof rather, in the entire West. You do realise everybody in the world is on the list, right? You know, the list, the blacklist. Every single email, text, MMS, dick pic, phone call, nipple flick, everything is in a database. The brainstorm, the birth child of Julia Gillard, enacted by the opposition, Tony Abbott, that Pauline Hanson is going to inherit. What do you think Julia Gillard's Data Retention Act was all about? Then Tony Abbott, after running on the promise to repeal it, extended it from 7 to 11 years. Been 11 years now, hasn't it? And now Palantir has it all. Peter Thiel and the tech demons, they got it all. What are you willing to sacrifice for the truth? What are you willing to sacrifice for full disclosure? Careful what you wish for. Are you willing to expose your own dirty little secrets to the world? I've already done it myself. I've done it myself. Nobody's got anything on me. Nothing. Even the fact that I have a daughter in the mainland that'd be approaching 30 now. Hang on. Yeah. To a girl who was underage. Proud of it? No. Do you know what else? It was a girl that I took in off the streets. And we kind of fell for each other. That's wrong. And this doesn't justify it either. However, wish I could remember his last name. Because this bloke is a whole different kettle of fish. Because I was still, like, very young. Okay? I was very young. It's questionable. Let's put it that way. It's in that shady grey area, but it still doesn't make it right. But nobody can hold that over me. You can't say, oh, I know something about you. No. I've told the world everything. Peter. Wow, what was his last name? I probably shouldn't say too much. I will say that my daughter's name is Madison. Her mother, Madison's mother, left me. She ran off with a gypsy joker, much older than me. Much older than me. I'm talking like sugar daddy stuff. Trust me, I didn't break her. And in the end, she broke me. I tried to do the right thing and I got told to leave. In the end, it turned out probably the best thing for her that I left. She didn't need that bullshit in her life. I've got to say, I've already done it myself on my own channel, 600 plus videos, dobbing myself in for everything I've ever done and blowing the whistle on dirty grubs. Who would otherwise hold things over me? Let he who is perfect and free of sin cast the first stone. Now do you understand what the X-Files are all about? The whole world is running around dobbing each other in and wanting full disclosure. You sure that's what you want? Are you sure? Because you're on the list. It's all sitting in Palantir. Everybody has dirt on everybody now. Everybody is blackmailable. Except me. And maybe your children. My children are definitely unblackmailable. I'm not perfect, but I own everything I've ever done and I wear it round my neck every day like a millstone to remind me of everything I've done. That's my cross to bear and I carry it. That is not an idol. That is a punishment. That is my statement to the world that I carry my cross. And I am repentant of my sins. Nobody can hold my sins against me. I'm not gloating, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm just trying to open your eyes to something. Careful what you wish for. Because guess what? You've already got it. It's coming. You want full disclosure? It's coming. Do you know what? the word disclosure means in Greek Latin? Apocalypsis. An apocalypsis. Look up the word apocalypsis. Well, we all know what an apocalypse is, but look up the word apocalypsis. Means revelation. Full disclosure is the book of Revelation, fools. You've opened the book of Revelation. Here we are. There's no going. Once you've opened the book, there's no going back. You've opened the book, the blacklist, the book, the Revelation. You asked for it, you got it. All will confess. We all must be judged.